Hey everyone, today we're on Sanibel Island where we found another fantastic scenic drive at Ding Darling National Wildlife Refuge. This place is a hidden gem where you can spot alligators, birds, and maybe even a manatee if you're lucky. Join us as we explore this coastal paradise. JN Ding Darling National Wildlife Refuge is located on the subtropical barrier island of Sanibel along Florida's west coast. The Ding Darling Wildlife Refuge is part of the largest undeveloped mangrove ecosystem in the United States and is world famous for spectacular migratory bird populations. The JN Ding Darling National Wildlife Refuge came into existence in 1945 as the Sanibel National Wildlife Refuge to preserve and protect migratory bird habitats. J. Norwood Ding Darling is a well-known conservationist and a political cartoonist from 1900 to 1949 and was instrumental in creating the refuge. We began our trip at the Education Center. During our visit, the exhibits were still closed due to the hurricane restoration projects, but you can still get park information, brochures, and visit the gift shop. And fun fact, they were also voted as America's Best Bathroom in 2018 for their artistic and educational exhibit that introduces visitors to the refuge wildlife and habitat in a fun way as you approach and use the bathrooms. After picking up our maps and souvenirs and visiting the Learning Loos, we made our way over to the Wildlife Drive. There are several ways to explore this park. You can drive, hike, bicycle, or even take the tram tour of the Wildlife Drive. The Wildlife Drive is open every day except Fridays. It is closed on Fridays to give the wildlife a little bit of break from the traffic. Cost to enter the Wildlife Drive is just $10 per vehicle and $1 per bike or pedestrians. Children 15 and under are free. So what we found out that it is $10 to enter the Wildlife Drive, but if you have a America the Beautiful National Park Pass like we do, you can actually use that for your entrance fee into the Wildlife Drive. Yes, one of these. So if you have one of these, that will take care of your entrance fee into the Wildlife Drive. So we are excited. We just got this like in March and it's already paying for itself. Definitely worth it if you do go and see a lot of national parks. But let's head in. But before we got too far, we came across the first trail that starts right next to the entrance booth. Just at the entrance fee, like little booth here, there's actually a trail that leads to an observation stand, or an observation tower that is at the end of this. The Indigo Trail is a 4-mile out and back trail, but just a quarter mile down the trail is an educational boardwalk with a 2-story observation pavilion. Since this is an educational boardwalk, you can learn about different wildlife, scat, and tracks as you explore. The observation tower provides a great view of the freshwater area where alligators and nesting birds live. And there are signs here to help you identify the different birds of the refuge. But we caught sight of another animal hanging out in the trees. That was a cool observation point. We got to see an iguana that was hanging out over by the water. So now it's time to go and check out the rest of the Wildlife Drive. Along the drive, you'll see birds living in the mangrove estuary depending on the season and the tide. In the winter, like January and February, you'll see the most birds, as well as during the spring and fall migrations. During the summer, you'll see year-round resident birds such as herons, egrets, osprey, pelicans, roseate spoonbills, cormorants, and anhingas. No matter what time of year, birding is always best at low tide because the water level is low enough for the birds to feed. So we are here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's probably not the best time to be doing this Wildlife Drive because most of the animals are probably someplace cooler right now than, you know, hanging out in the heat of the sun. So I'm sure that this is probably a lot prettier in the morning time when we're only a mile in, so maybe we'll see some more. The Wildlife Drive is 4 miles long and hard paved and is one way only. The speed limit is 15 miles per hour. It takes about 2 hours if you're like us and make frequent stops along the way. There are fishing stations along the way if you do want to fish, and also a couple spots to launch kayaks. At about the halfway point is another observation tower overlooking the main bird feeding area. Of course, we had to stop and climb the tower. We saw all kinds of fish and birds in this area. It is a great spot to stop and observe all of the amazing wildlife.
Where's he going?
Oh, hi! Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Where's he going?
He's just showing off. That's what he's doing. The refuge provides important wetland, mangrove, marsh, and upland habitat for approximately 250 species of birds, 51 species of reptiles and amphibians, and 32 species of mammals. If you do want to do the tram tour, they are about an hour and a half long and cost $18 per adult and $10 per child, and can be booked online through Tarpon Bay Explorers. After the observation tower, we came to Collins Point, which tells the story of how the Wildlife Drive came to be. The salt marsh mosquito. Ever wonder how the Wildlife Drive came to be? You can thank mosquitoes. Their solution was to use drag lines to create drainage ditches. I guess a lot of this is man-made then. All these ditches and everything that you see here were all created. Near the end of the drive is the Wolford Keys Trail. This is a short quarter-mile trail to the edge of the bay where you can fish or watch wildlife. Thank you so much for joining us on our adventure to Ding Darling. We would love it if you would hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to see more of our national park adventures. Before we go, we want to give a huge thank you to our channel members. Your support means the world to us, and it's because of you that we can continue to create amazing adventures like this one. We're so grateful and appreciative to have you on this journey with us. In our next video, we're going to continue our adventure with a day exploring even more of the beautiful Sanibel Island. So whenever it's ready, you'll see the video pop up here. Until then, if you're on your own national park adventure and want to see other national parks we've visited, check out the playlist that just popped up on the screen. We'll see you there.